Hi everybody, thank you so much for coming along to episode 5. Hope you're having a good holiday. It was Christmas Day in the UK yesterday, so this is Boxing Day. I hope you're all having good holidays. So yeah, I wanted to get this one out. In the last one, we fitted the throttle body that we just repaired and we got the car running. But after that, it did develop a fault and I got an engine warning light. So in this video, we're going to go through troubleshooting that engine warning light. I do find the problem, but then I find some more problems. So I'm going to show you how I identified the problem. And I made a lot of mistakes going through this process because I'm still learning. I know nothing about these cars. I know nothing about reading the data and the sensors and stuff like that. So I've had to learn as I go along. I do make mistakes, but I think it's worth seeing because you can see kind of the process I've had to go through and what you're likely to have to go through to find these problems. And it all starts making sense in the end. I will catch up with you at the end and let you know what we've done, what we know now, and what the problems are next. And there are going to be a few. Yeah, I'll see you at the end. Good morning. Right, so I've been out in the silver. Let's just call it silver, right? So we know what we're talking about. I'll call this one silver. I'll call the black one Jack, or something like that. Right, okay. So I've been out in the silver car quite a bit. I'm just getting in now. And it's been running lovely, but I have got a fault on it. And I thought I'd just show you what's going on. Right, it starts lovely and it drives lovely. When it first starts, it's slightly high revs, but that's fine. I think that's just choke ECU. It does drop down to about 500 revs, which is absolutely fine. No errors or anything like that, but I have got an engine warning light. So I've scanned it and it's telling me the manifold absolute pressure is faulty. Barometric pressure circuit, and the code is P0105. And if I look that up, it tells me it's the sensor. Now, if I go down with the down arrow, it's telling me system 2 lean bank 1, P0171, system 2 lean bank 2, P0174, and then back to P0105 manifold pressure. And it's telling me that it's the basically the MAF sensor, so it's the pressure, and that can be either the MAF sensor itself or a split hose or a sensor on the supercharger. It can be quite a few things. Start. Okay, so we're starting to monitor the MAF sensor. So this is just ticking over. I'll bring it up to, I don't know, 2000 RPM. So we can see that's all looking all right. And that's back down to tick over. So I would say the MAF is looking correct. Now I don't know what it should look like, but I think that's looking all right. I'll leave that running for a bit. The engine warning light, and this error is coming up after I've driven for about, I don't know, 10 minutes or so. And then I've stopped the car, and then I've got back in it, and I've gone for a drive. Within 2 minutes, 3 minutes, the indicator comes up again. So if you turn it sideways, look. Okay, right, let's get up to 2000 revs. Do you know what? This car sounds so much nicer. And that's more stable, I think. Anyway, I would say this MAF sensor on this car does look like it is behaving very differently. So I'm going to swap the MAF over and see if the problem changes. Right, guys, this is the MAF sensor. So that's the intake pipe. That's the MAF sensor on this car. I did say yesterday that I was worried that they damaged this connector here. And and it's all part of the loom, so I can't change it easily. I just pull that out. That pin in there is a different colour to the rest. I wonder if that's rust or is it just copper? It could just be copper. So this is a sensor I'm interested in. This is a MAF sensor. It's a Denso part. I'm going to mark this one with the letter S. You can't really see it because it's black, but I'm just going to mark it so I know, so I can remember which car this has come off, because when they're on a bench I might just get confused. Right, okay, so it's just these two screws. They're not tight. Don't want to drop it. No, it just lifts out. There's an O-ring on it. There's an O-ring on it there that has to be intact. And there's a little probe. Let me just put it there. There's this little probe here, look. And I've got to say, that does look quite dirty. And then in there, I think there's like a circuit board. So I might clean this up later. But for now, I'm just going to swap it. I don't want to change it. Let's go and take the one off the other car. Yeah, you just push that little clip. I can see why they broke it, because it's quite hard to do. Oh, there you go. And in there, that one, that contact in there is also copper colour or brass colour or gold colour. And let's just mark that one as with a B. That's a completely different colour. Look at that difference of that probe. So that's shiny with a resin, sort of end on it, and that one's just completely black. So I do think that's probably just dirty. I'll put it into this car anyway, because then we will know, won't we? Yeah. It's actually shiny that way round and it's black that way round, so I think this one's dirty as well. Both dirty. And I'm going to see if I can get that pushed in better. So this air filter is aftermarket. This comes from, there you go, that's better. This was fitted as part of the modification done by Paramount Performance. That's better. Hi, sorry I don't have my little mic with me, sorry about that. Yes, so I've been out for a drive, I don't know, 20-minute drive. The engine warning light hasn't come back on yet, so fingers crossed. Now, I have been recording on my little app the mass airflow, so it seems to be operating fine. I'm not seeing anything going wrong with that. There's no blips, it's not cutting out or anything obvious. It seems to be responding to the throttle. So I've recorded that all looks okay. I can't compare it with one that's broken because I haven't got one. So I think that's all right. I'm going to sit here. I've just parked up in the car park. I'm going to sit here for 10 minutes because that's the pattern. It's letting the car cool down for 10 minutes and then going again. So I'm going to try that. Yeah. Yeah, there's nothing else I can tell you. I can tell you a little. No, no. I'll tell you more later. Right, I have just pulled away. So, yes, I've been for a 20-minute drive, parked up for 10 minutes, started the car, reversed, came out of where I was parked, and warning light came back on. Didn't see any issues on the graph, on the MAF sensor. So it's something else. So I turned the car back off, reset the code, turned it back on. Let's see when it goes again, shall we? So that was all fine on the way back. and I just had to pull over at the end of the road. I waited there for a couple of minutes, and we got engine warning light and restricted performance. No signs of anything weird on the display. Let's see what the codes are. Hold on. So system 2 lean bank 1. System 2 lean bank 2. And then we got the MAF error as well. So okay, well that's interesting. So normally that is an air leak, right? So is this because I need to set up the throttle body? Right, so yeah, I was getting errors you can't really see that, can you? P0171 system 2 lean bank 1, P0174 system 2 lean bank 2, P0105 manifold absolute pressure barometric pressure sensor circuit. So yeah, I thought that was to do with the MAF, and I was completely wrong. It's the MAP MAP sensor, and this is how you find it in the car. So the problem is pointing towards the MAP sensor, not the MAF sensor, which is that one over there. The MAP sensor, which measures the manifold pressure. Now, the MAP sensor is that one just there. Let me see if I can shed some light on this. And just under it, look, there's this little pipe, and it's fallen off. So that is going to be the problem. So I don't know if you can see. So look, there's the pipe, and it's just got to be pushed on there. It's not very tight. That could have been, well, it's very, very likely to have been the problem. So yeah, I'll take it out for another spin in a minute, and we'll see if that's cured it. Could have been it. Just a little hose. Anyway, we will see. So that was putting the car into restricted performance, and it was turning the engine warning light on. I've just turned on my app. Okay. So I've now got, let me just record this for you. Just resize it, see if I can stretch it. I can. Drag and move. A little bit awkward setting this up, but you know what? It's a good little app, isn't it? Resize it. Okay, there you go. So I've now got the mass airflow rate. I've got the intake manifold pressure. I'm not sure that that's correct. Yeah, there you go. Okay. I'm going to record this for you. Let's just turn that into, let's just start recording. Screen record. And start recording. And I want that. Okay. So, yeah, so I'm recording that screen. So the intake manifold absolute pressure, I wasn't getting any movement on that at all before. And it was because that little hose was disconnected. So now when I start the car, you can see it just instantly drops to 9.3 bar. And if I go back, there's my boost pressure on this gauge. Minus 9 PSI it is, minus 9 PSI. So that's at 2,000 revs. So yeah, what I'll do is I'm going to go for a drive, and we'll see if I can recreate this, see if I can get this error to come back. Anyway, I'm pretty sure that's fixed it. Let's go for a quick drive. Let's go around the block and we'll see what we've got. Right, so I'm back. That was a 20-minute drive. Everything worked perfectly. No errors back up on the dash. So that is fixed. That was just a little pipe on the MAP sensor. And I've just showed you where that is. So that's a really easy fix. And it's really easy to knock that off if you're messing around with the throttle body. This was running lovely yesterday. And then all of a sudden, I started to get a misfire. Just reading the codes. Random misfire. That's something to do with the ECU, is it? No, don't know. Oh, ECU 11. Don't know what that is. So I'll clear these codes. Yeah. Done. And then let's go into the dashboard. So what I'm finding is this is actually improved. That's strange, this is improved. So I changed the MAF sensor and this has improved, although short-term fuel bank 2 7, it was 25 earlier. Yeah, so it won't rev over 3,000 revs. So it's cutting out 3,000 revs. I've got rough idle. I'm not sure the supercharger. I'm not sure that the supercharger sounds that great at the moment. But anyway, so voltage bank sensor 2, it's now dropped down to 0. This is what it was doing before. So after a warm up, it drops down to 0 volts on the O2 sensor. Yeah, and it won't rev over 3, so there's definitely an issue with the car. So it could be the O2 sensor, O2 voltage bank 2 sensor 2. I need to find out where that is. After a bit of a warm-up session, it drops to nothing. This is sensor 1 over here, which is showing sort of 0.9. It's pretty stable between, well, 0.9. So yeah, it's 0.9, and this has just dropped down from 0.8 to 0 volts. And this is staying at 0.9 volts. So there's definitely an issue on this O2 sensor. So that must be running lean, I would think. Right, here we go, another problem to solve. Great, not happy about it, but what can I do? So I think I've got to change the O2 sensors out. I think that's all I can do. I can't find anything else. So it's all 4 cylinders. So what cylinder 1, 2, 3 and 4, that's all on, I think, the right hand bank. Bank 2, but I think that is, yeah, I think bank 2 is a right hand bank. I need to double check that. So cylinders 1, 2, 3 and 4 all misfiring. The car will throw an error in a minute and tell me that. I think it won't allow me to rev over 3,000 because it's probably thinking it's running lean and it's protecting the cat. I would think that's what's going on. Sensor bank 2 sensor 1. So look, bank 2 sensor 1 has dropped off and bank 2 sensor 2 has dropped off. Long-term fuel trim, so it's chucking the fuel up. So yeah, 19.5. So it's definitely throwing the fuel trim up. So yeah, it's definitely running lean on that. I'm going to turn it off. I don't want to damage the cat or anything. So there you go. Yeah, more problems with the Jags, eh? Here we go. I can't believe I'm smiling. I'm really pissed off. But anyway, there you go. That's where we are. Yeah, see you later. Hi everyone. Right, okay, so I've got let me just line you up there. That's better, isn't it? So yeah, so I'm investigating this misfire problem on the silver car. So everything was running fine. I did a few hundred miles in it, absolutely fine. And then all of a sudden it's developed a misfire. I read the codes and it's telling me that it's got a misfire on cylinders 1, 2, 3 and 4, which is all on bank 1. Let me just put this phone into record mode. How did you do that on an Android? I can't remember. You do that, and screen recorder. There we go. Okay, start recording. Right. Okay, so I am recording. I'm recording the screen now. Right. Okay, so I've got this. I'm going to hopefully put this on the screen for you. So I've got this app, which in a minute will connect to the reader. By the way, I'm in the black car at the moment. I'm in the black car because I want to see what the readings should be, because I know this car's running right. I did a little bit of poking around in Silverkite Estate, and I found the O2 sensors are all over the place on bank 1. Okay, so what I've done is I've set up on this app all of the O2 sensors that I can read. So I don't know what exactly these mean, or which ones are active. So I thought if I get into the black car and test it first with these sensors, I can work out what it should actually look like. So up top, let me just, I can't actually do that. So at the top up here, we've got O2 wide bank 1 sensor 1 and O2 wide bank 2 sensor 1. So these are pre-cat sensors. Down here, we've got the O2 lambda bank 1 sensor 1 and O2 lambda bank 2 sensor 1. So these again are it's the same sensor. So these 4 are for the same sensor, but they're just measuring in slightly different way. So I'm hoping that I will get readings on all of these. But so right hand side is bank 2, the left hand side is bank 1. Now down here we've got O2 voltage bank 1 sensor 2, and then over here we've got bank 2 sensor 2. So these are measuring volts after the cat. So as far as I understand, these sensor 1s should be fluctuating in, this is measuring milliamps. I don't know what this measures. I don't know what the lambda measures. Anyway, these should be fluctuating quite a lot because they dynamically, excuse me, the engine will be dynamically refueling to go lean or lean or rich, and these will be fluctuating to try and keep that, and then what comes out of the exhaust should be pretty stable. Even if we've got a dodgy reading on the sensors in that car, I need to work out if the sensor is reading incorrectly, because it could be that something is actually changing the mixture in the engine on bank 1 and the sensors are reading it accurately. So it might not be a sensor fault at all. So I'm going to need to locate the O2 sensors. I don't know where they are on these cars. So I've got to try and find those. I've got to find the plugs of those. And then we'll go through some sort of elimination process to try and find out what's causing this problem. But fingers crossed, it's not a major issue. Normally this will be something to do with fueling or spark, or an air leak in a vacuum pipe. Anyway, let's get this car started and let's get this connected. Sensor 1 and sensor 2 are both reading minus something. So minus 0.9, minus 0.8, this one's minus 0.6. I think they go, that's minus 1 point something. Right, okay. The lambdas, they're about 1 lux, so they're both about 1. So I would say that's about right. And then the voltage on sensor 2, I don't know if you can see this, is 0.4 and 0.2, and that's fluctuating a little bit, which is what I would expect. So I would have thought I need to just let this car warm up a little bit, and then these might start changing. I have also put a short-term fuel trim. So this is fuel trim, so this is short-term, and this is long-term. And they are both quite different. So bank 1 is positive, bank 2 is negative. Long term, they're about the same. Now, from what I've read, when you rev the car, something should change. So yeah, so they both shot up. So if I go, so they both went minus, then release, and then they overshot. Right, what's happening on the O2 on the sensors? So they've both gone negative, and then you let off. I really don't know what that's telling me. But for comparison, this is what I need. So revving. So how many revs am I doing? So let's get to 2,000 revs. 2,000 revs. Both the lambdas are 1. I think that's probably right. O2 wide, O2 bank 1 and 2, they're minus. So they're about 0, aren't they, right? Milliamps. Both minus. And then the voltage after the cap, 0.6, 0.7. Okay, so that's kind of the test done, isn't it, on the black car. Now what I need to do is probably stop this recording, and we'll go and have a look at silver car and see what that looks like. Right, I am now in silver car. Luckily I've got a phone holder in this one. Let me just turn the ignition on. Let's just clean the lens a little bit. It looks a bit dirty. Right, okay. So let's go into screen record, however you do that. I've got no idea. Like that, and screen record and start recording. Right, okay. So we have got to connect this. Right. So that is running very rough. I've got a few rattles on the supercharger, I think. That's definitely got a rattle on the supercharger. I wonder if that's a problem. I wonder if that is a problem. So I'll just quickly do diagnostics. Loads of misfires. So yeah, all the misfires, cylinder 1, 2, 3 and 4. I've got to clear those codes. I'm not happy with the little bit of knocking I can hear at the moment. Okay, go back. Right, dashboard. So here's my sensors. And that's sort of, I think that's sort of reading okay. Let me compare that with, let's have a look at the fueling. So look, this is a problem, right? So short-term fuel percent trim is now 18%, and that should be well under 10%. So that is definitely an issue. So it's definitely over-fueling bank 2. So my problem is on bank 2, right? I mean, to me, I think they sort of look all right, those figures. So we're still over-fueling. We could be over-fueling because this sensor is giving us a 0 reading. Okay, so sensor 2 on bank 2 definitely has an issue because it's reading 0 and it's not moving, and it should be. So that could be a bad connector, or it could be a bad sensor. Now, I don't think that would cause a misfire because normally if you've got an O2 sensor problem, you just get an engine warning light on and you can't even feel it in the car. It'll just start running a little bit too rich or too weak because the fueling will be adjusted and it'll just go wrong. But it wouldn't necessarily cause a misfire. And you probably need to research that a little bit because maybe it can, I don't know. There it is. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for getting to the end. Right, okay, so we found the MAP sensor issue, and I caused that when I knocked the hose off the MAP sensor when I changed the throttle body probably. My biggest mistake there was to think I was looking for a MAF sensor fault. I didn't realise that the MAF sensor and the MAP sensor were two different things. I thought they were both the same. So we've now learned that the MAF sensor is the mass airflow sensor that measures incoming air into the engine, into the intake. And the other one is the MAP sensor, which is the manifold absolute pressure. Two different things. We now know that. Okay, so we've had a little look at the sensors on the OBD reader, and I keep calling it an ODB reader, but I'm totally wrong. So yeah, I've had to learn what these things mean, and learning about O2 readings is kind of what we've just been going through, and learning how to read and identify the fuel trims. Now, I did get quite a lot of this wrong. What I have now discovered is that we have got a problem with the fuel trims. So we've got one bank 2, which I now know is the left-hand bank of the car, and it's cylinders 5, 6, 7 and 8, and bank 1 is the right-hand side of the car, which is cylinders 1, 2, 3 and 4. I know that the bank 2, looking at the fuel trims, where we've got really high numbers in the fuel trims, that side of the engine is too lean. So the car is having to raise the fuel trims to inject more fuel into the engine to compensate for that. But at the same time, on the other side of the car, we've got fuel trims that are going minus. So that means that the O2 sensors are reading a rich condition, and they're reducing the amount of fuel going into that side. And they're both miles out of balance. One is really high and the other is really low. So we've definitely got an issue there. Now, I am currently still trying to find, well, in the video, if we've got a problem with the O2 sensors causing these trim issues, or we've got something else on the car causing the trim issues and the O2 sensor actually reading the right data. Yeah, I've got a lot further than that so far. So in the next video, we're going to look at that. Something that can throw these fuel trims out is an air leak that we just touched on. So in the next video, we're going to start looking for an air leak on the intake system. So we're going to do smoke testing. We're going to look at the O2 sensors, and we're going to change 2 of them. That was a proper pain, I can tell you. So yeah, we're going to change the O2 sensors. We're going to do smoke tests. We're going to find some leaks on the intake system. We're going to fix that. And at the end of the video, we're going to find out if we fixed our problems. And I've got to tell you, we didn't. It's still a little bit more serious than that. I think I know. I think I do know what it is now, but that'll be in the next one. If you've got any ideas, do let me know. I'm still learning on this. I'm still a complete beginner on all of this. So I'm sure there's people that watching this that know a hell of a lot more than I do. And hopefully going to give you some good tips. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Hope you're having a lovely holiday, and I'll see you in the new year. Cheers, everyone. Bye.